Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. The fight starts now! Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. From the four corners of the world, to the four corners of this ring, the fight starts now! Touchdown! How do you like it? Off the shoulder! So aggressive, so focused. Look at these two guys. Still, the undisputed champion of the world.
We are coming to you live from the home of jazz, New Orleans, Louisiana, where this weekend the city welcomes home one of his favourite sons, Regis Prograis, champion of the world once again after defeating Jose Zepeda for the WBC super lightweight world title in November. Makes the first defence of that title in front of his fans at the Smoothie King Centre live on DAZN this Saturday night. Welcome everybody, Chris Lloyd here. Ahead of today's press conference, where I'll be hearing from all of the fighters on the card Saturday night. It has been all changed at super lightweight these last few months. Subriel Matias, the new IBF champion, of course. Regis Prograis, the WBC king. And, of course, Teofimo Lopez unseating Josh Taylor to become WBO champion just 5 days ago. That is a hell of a top three. And with Jack Catterall leading the chasing pack, rumours of Devin Haney's arrival in the division inevitable, there are some big fights to be made now at £140. But first, Regis Prograis has got to take care of business Saturday night. Withdrawal of Australia's Liam Parra just over a month ago has opened the door for him. The Puerto Rican, 29 years of age, just one career defeat in 19 to Arnold Barboza last year. Can he throw a grenade in the mix at £140? We've got 6 fights for you on the undercard. All starts on Matchroom Boxing's YouTube channel at 5 p.m. local time here in New Orleans. We've got some really good prospects. Krustek Basildur, South Central LA, 6'1" lightweight southpaw. He can punch, he can fight, and has been one of Virgil Ortiz's main sparring partners in Manny Robles' gym over the last couple of years. He's in against Elroy Fruto from Surrey in British Columbia. Lots to like about Fruto, another novice professional, real student of the game. Spoke to him earlier on this week, and he said, I know what an opportunity this is on a big platform. Can he ask some questions of Basildur? That's opening the show over 4 rounds, scheduled at £137. Second up on Before the Bell, it's fight number 9 for 21-year-old lightweight Aaron Aponte from Florida. He's fought hard so far and been matched well too. In against Xavier Madrid, 4-2 from Albuquerque in New Mexico. And then the captain, Houston's Ginny Fuchs, Olympian, World Championship medalist, looking faultless in her first 2 pro outings so far. In against India Rodriguez, who pushed former world champion in her last fight really, really hard. Just 7 weeks ago, losing via majority decision. And if Fuchs has got ambitions of challenging Marlon Esparza down the line, she's going to want to get the rounds in on Saturday night. Really, really good fight to cap things off on Before the Bell. Then we'll go live. Jeremy Hill against Mark Too Sharp Davis. Who thought we'd seen him back in the ring? 8 years out, was one of the world's top super featherweight contenders a few years ago, leading up to 2014. Went into retirement. He's now back. Can he challenge a young, hungry lion in his prime in 18-3? Jeremy Hill, who himself has been match tough too. Ramla Ali, second on the bill against Yulisa Guzman. Guzman pushed Yamalef Mercado hard for the world title a couple of years ago. It's a good test for Ali to see where she was. She overcame Avril Matthew in a really good 10-rounder last time out. She's taking another step towards her ambitions of becoming world champion. Then the Wonder Boy, Shakran Giasov, Uzbekistani, based stateside, in against South Florida's Harold Calderon. Calderon, 27 fights undefeated, but yet to have a name or a title on his record. He said he wanted to fight the best. Saturday night, he gets a big opportunity. WBA title eliminator at 147, and that sets us up for the big one. Regis Prograis and Danielito Zorrilla, £140 world title on the line with the WBC in our main event. We're going to be hearing from all the fighters at this afternoon's press conference, and the first group on Before the Bell standing by with Eddie Hearn.
Well, thanks, Chris. That was unbelievable. I feel like you've done my job for me. But thank you, and welcome everyone on the stream, watching around the world, and of course everyone and the media here in New Orleans ahead of our first fight night in New Orleans this Saturday night, where your very own Regis Prograis defends his WBC world title Of course, the super lightweight division now is absolutely flying. Great win by Teofimo Lopez at the weekend. As Chris said, Devin Haney looking to move up to the weight class. Matthias, the IBF world champion as well. So many big fights to be made. Ryan Garcia making the move to 140. But I believe Regis Prograis may be the very best of all of them. And it's a proud moment for him to be here on Saturday to defend his world championship for the first time at the Smoothie King. Live and exclusive on DAZN around the world, just part of an incredible schedule. We had Sonny Edwards defend his world championship last week on this 6-week run now. Another great fight with Jaime Munguia against Derevyanchenko. And of course this week, New Orleans, before we go to Madison Square Garden next week, where Edgar Berlanga will make his Matchroom and DAZN debut. Dalton Smith against Sam Maxwell in Sheffield the week after that. Then Diego Pacheco headlines in Monterrey in Mexico. And then, of course, we're off to Detroit for the first time. An incredible card with Alicia Baumgardner looking to avenge her only defeat against Christina Linardo. Great fight between Montana Love and Richardson Hitchens on the undercard. And, of course, the professional debut of Andy Cruz. That's all to come over the next few weeks on DAZN around the world. But let's concentrate on New Orleans this Saturday. 3 segments to this press conference today. And we're talking to 3 of the brightest prospects in the sport. And we're going to start with Chris Tech. Chris Tech Baldazur, welcome. The second fight for you here after your debut in Mexico, American soil. Going to be a great night for you on Saturday.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to say thankful. I'm really thankful for the opportunity, being a huge card as Regis Prograis, and I'm just ready to work and make a statement this upcoming Saturday.
How did you find that event in Mexico? Obviously difficult sometimes travelling there. It was a wild night of boxing, a wild card as well, but great experience to travel and make that professional debut.
No, it was great for me overall because being able to go to my home country in Mexico, the atmosphere, everything was great. I truly loved it.
Although you are a young man, this is only fight number 2. The level of sparring you've been having has been top level. Of course, Chris talks about Virgil Ortiz, but also our very own Dalton Smith out with you recently doing rounds in LA.
Yeah, it's great at the gym with my whole team. It's great sparring every day. Every day is just great work, and I'm just blessed with the opportunity to be there and be able to spar all the great champions in the world.
Fantastic prospect. Fight number 2 on Saturday, as is this man to my left, looking smarter and more dapper every time I saw you. You said that you were going to sort me out one of those suits. I said I'd look like the man selling ice cream, but you pull it off very well. Aaron Aponte, welcome back. A good fight for you on Saturday. You see some of these opponents that have been thrown in the deep end time and time again as away fighters in tremendous shape, but now really coming into your own as a professional. You've been matched very, very tough as well and looking for a huge 2023.
First of all, I just want to thank Matchroom, Eddie Hearns, DAZN, my team, my coaches, Perfecting Athletes. And yeah, we get these tough fights, we knock them out, and we keep climbing up the ranks.
Obviously, been part of so many huge shows in America, you know, all around, of course, Canelo Alvarez cards as well, and you boxed in Mexico as well, but a new city to tick off this week. It's been an incredible experience for you getting your apprenticeship on all those big shows around America.
Yes, sir. I feel like Matchroom is really getting me used to fighting on big shows, so one day I can fight on my own big show and feel at home.
And not far before you start moving towards those 10 rounds, those championships, again, the level of opposition you faced as well, going to put you in great stead for moving up to 10 rounds and championship fights later this year.
Yeah, the level of competition you guys are putting me against is great. I love the challenge. It's only going to make me better and better and make me focus on what I have to work on. So I get to the gym, work on what I got to work on, and get better and better.
Well, thank you, Aaron and Chris Tech. And we talk about women's boxing, of course. There's a fantastic fight deeper in this card with Ramla Ali looking to cement her position to fight for a world championship. But another great prospect here in Jenny Fuchs and India Rodriguez as well from New Orleans. India, we'll start with you actually. A chance to fight in New Orleans. Again, you're seeing now the development of women's boxing, so many opportunities. You're only ever one win away from a huge fight. You fought for the world title in a great fight last time out as well. Fighting here in New Orleans against, obviously, Ginny, who was at university at LSU, based in Houston with Regis Prograis, but a great card to be a part of on Saturday.
Yeah, I would just like to say before I get into all that, you know, thanks to my team and thanks to you for bringing me out here to fight on your card. And the thing about women's boxing, like you said, it only takes that one shot, that one fight to really to make it, you know. And these past couple years, I've been doing so many fights a year, and I just been trying to, you know, get my shot at it. And to go up against Fuchs, like, she is such a decorated boxer. So, like, I'm taking this opportunity, and I'm just ready to roll with it.
And happy to take those opportunities. Obviously,
Yes.
they have been sparse over the years for female boxing, so really you have to jump in the deep end, whether it's in world championship fights or whether it's against decorated amateurs. You're always ready to fight.
Yes, I try to stay ready. I'm always working out, always training, because you never know when that opportunity is going to come. People will call you, hey, we need a fighter for next week. Okay, well, I'm ready for next week. Let's get it, you know, so I'm excited. I'm ready.
And special moment as well, fighting in New Orleans as well. Random one, but we're here.
Extremely random. Like, when my coach told me, hey, we got to fight for you, and it's in New Orleans, I was like, what? I was like, that's so amazing. So all my family's coming out, all my friends, so I'm extremely excited. I feel so blessed to be here, and I really do appreciate this opportunity.
Look forward to seeing you against Jenny. Jenny, welcome. We've had a lot of messages from your management over the years. Of course, your amateur pedigree is outstanding. Probably haven't had the amount of fights you feel that pedigree deserves, but you're here now. Big opportunity on Saturday night. Of course, LSU alumni as well, so great to be back here in New Orleans.
Yes, this is my favorite city, and you know I've fought here in the amateurs a couple of times, and it's good to be back where it started. Thank you for finally putting on a matchroom card, Eddie, and thanks to Regis for helping me out. You know, like you said, I've had trouble, you know, getting the fights I want or starting, you know, building my career, and it's a little frustrating, not gonna lie, but you know, I'm just staying focused and trying to stay ready, like she said, and any opportunity I have, I'm just gonna, you know, be ready. And again, thank you to Regis and you for putting me on this awesome card.
I guess a lot of it is about momentum as well, and sort of getting in that position, because you must feel with your amateur pedigree and your ability, you're ready for those big fights now. But it's important to also bank the rounds in the professional game. Or do you feel that after Saturday night, you're ready to go into literally any opportunity in the division?
No, and I've been telling people this. I'm on the fast track. I don't need time to build my record or, you know, need that experience, because I already have the experience in the amateurs. So yeah, I'm ready for a world title fight ASAP. I just need someone to believe in me and to give me the opportunity and set up that fight. And that's kind of what I'm looking to prove to you on Saturday, and give the people, you know, a good show, and show New Orleans and my LSU people, you know, that when I started back in Baton Rouge in college, you know, I stuck with it and I made it here. And I told everybody, you know, like, trust me, I'm going to be going to the Olympics on that top stage. Just watch me. And, you know, I'm here today.
Well, big fight for you on Saturday night. Great fight between Ginny Fuchs and India Rodriguez, and two great amateur stars, of course, in Aaron Aponte and Christek Balduzua as well. We're going to break this segment, head back to Chris, and we're going to have photos up here on the stage before I bring out our next fighters.
Thanks, Eddie. So that is our Before the Bell segment, live on Saturday night. Starts at 5 p.m. local time here in New Orleans. Christek Balduzua, far left of the screen there, but these are the two young women coming together face to face. This should be the third fight on Before the Bell. This one's scheduled for 6:20 ring walks, around about 6:30 for first bell. If you haven't seen India Rodriguez's fight with Mio Yoshida from 7 weeks ago, do check it out. Yoshida only one fight removed from losing her world title, and she was pushed hard to a majority decision defeat. As I mentioned, Ginny Fuchs just 2-0 there. The captain was the captain of the Olympic team in 2016. I mentioned Marlon Esparza there. They had some great fights in the amateurs. Hopefully can repeat that in the pros. And Balduzua there on the left. And Aaron Aponte is in with Xavier Madrid from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Second on the bill. Those two will do battle over, I think it is, 8 rounds. Yes, it is. So 4 and an 8 before we head to that women's bout, which will finish things off, leading us into 7 o'clock local time on DAZN, where the fight will kick off with Jeremy Hill and Mark Davis. Jeremy Hill, good fighter, been match tough, 18-3 so far. Only defeats coming to Raymond Muratalo, who's 18-0 with 15 KOs. And here Albright from Philly, who's 15-2, and of course went 10 with Jermaine Ortiz last year. And another Philly fighter, Stephen Ortiz, is 12-0. And of course a real throwback in Mark Too Sharp Davis. I think we were all a little bit surprised to see back last year. I caught with him on the journey over from the airport about half an hour ago. He's been spending time with his family the last 8 years, but he's seen the talent coming through, and he still feels in his mid-30s that he has got something left to offer. Came back with a win last year against 21-9 Diego Luque from Argentina, and said it was good to shake a little bit of the ring rust off, and you could see that the IQ, the ring craft, the know-how is still there from Davis. Will it be enough to deal with a tall, hungry young fighter in his prime as Jeremy Hill is? They will be battle over 8 rounds in our opening contest of the night, agreed at 137-pound catch weight, before we see Ramda Ali back in the ring. The second fight of the night, ring walk scheduled just before 7:45. There is our undercard, sat with Eddie Hearn. So we're going to head back to the stage and we're going to hear from them now.
Thank you, Chris. 3 tremendous fights up here that we're going to bring you now. Firstly, Jeremy Hill against Mark Davis. I love these kind of fights because this is an absolute career changer for both guys. We have a saying in the UK that winner stays on. This is very much the case in this 135-pound matchup. Both guys looking at landing themselves big fights. Jeremy, we'll start with you. Welcome. A massive opportunity, live on DAZN around the world, here in New Orleans. A great fight with Mark Davis as well. I've got a feeling we're going to see a great fight here.
Yeah, of course. You know, this is my city. I came to represent, show it. You know what I'm saying? You know, I heard a lot about dude and his decorated past and all this and all that, but he ain't fighting me, so you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
A lot of pressure on you, not just for your career, but here in New Orleans as well. Good to have a big crowd turning out as well. And
oh yeah. The city show respect and show love, and I'm here to put on the show. You dig? I'm here to really, like you say, stay on. And I can't let nobody deter me from that.
Like you said, this man, Mark, a fantastic amateur as well, great pedigree as well, but confident in what you've seen, that Jeremy Hill, victorious on Saturday night in New Orleans and moves on to some big fights.
Yes, indeed. It's the gumbo, man. I got everything in my pot, you know what I'm saying? He just about to be another ingredient.
Mark, welcome. Again, great decorated amateur, you know, been inactive, of course, over the years as well, but a massive chance for you as well. You feel too much pedigree, too much ability for this man down the end?
He not on my level. He's not on my level. I'm going to show you that Saturday night. You know, I'm originally from Baton Rouge, if y'all don't know, so I know a little something about the swamp and the gumbo, too. So, we about to go to war, baby. Let's do it.
So is this officially, we call this Baton Rouge against New Orleans? Yeah?
Oh yeah, LSU all day, baby.
And in terms of your career, of course, you had that inactivity as well, but you've been there, you've operated against some of the highest level opposition, whether that's in training camp or in fights as well. Chance for you to get right back on the road here could open up some massive fights in the division. Yeah,
I took the fight on short notice, but, you know, I'm in a position where, you know, I was in the gym and I got to take these fights when they call like that. And I'm going to show the world that I'm the best and I still got it. And I'm going to the top. I'm going to get them belts, 135.
And when you make that decision, of course, with your, you know, your knowledge of the sport, you watch tape of Jeremy Hill, you look at this and that?
Yeah, I've seen a few fights of him. He's not on my level. And I'm going to show y'all that Saturday night. It's an easy win for me.
Just finally, Jeremy, we can't let Baton Rouge win this war, can we, on Saturday night? I mean,
he knew it, Zam. Baton Rouge ain't never beat us in nothing. You hear me? I don't care what he talk about, LSU, all this, all that. Nah, I ain't trying to hear none of that. His pedigree was what it was. You hear me? This is something different, and hey, like you said, yeah, we gonna see.
Let's do it. Let's do it, champ.
Without a doubt, you know what I'm saying? And you know, after it's over with, maybe he could write me a song. Like I seen him rapping and shit. You know, you could.
I'll do a little bit of that too.
You hear me?
Hey, but Saturday night I'm gonna rap you to sleep.
Man, look, man. Look. He know what's out. Little people stand little people places. You hear me?
all right. Well, I like this. I mean, look, this fight is starting the live broadcast. What about a round of applause for these two? Ready to go to war on Saturday night, yeah. Listen, this is the kind of fight we want, a 50-50 fight to kick off the broadcast. It's going to be a lot of fun, a great atmosphere in the arena. We go to another fight that has massive ramifications in the 122-pound division, the super bantamweight division for world honours. Ramla Ali looking to fight for the world championship in her next fight if she can come through. Julissa Guzman, a fantastic fighter as well. Julissa, welcome. This is a tremendous fight. You had a great fight with Mercado, the world champion, and ready for another huge opportunity on Saturday.
En primer lugar, bienvenida, Julissa. Obviamente es una gran pelea esta, tuviste una muy buena pelea para título mundo contra Mercado. Otra oportunidad grande para ti el sábado, supongo, ¿no?
Sí, primero que nada, gracias a la empresa por la invitación. Sí, fue una pelea importante, no se dieron los resultados. Esta vez estoy muy contenta por la oportunidad. Vengo bien preparada, soy una peleadora que se muere en raya y lo único que sé es que el público va a ser el ganador. Vengo a ganar.
Yeah, so first and foremost, thank you very much for the opportunity, Matchroom, for this invitation to come to this event. As you mentioned, my previous world title fight didn't go the way we wanted, but I'm very happy with the way that I've prepared. You know, as a Mexican, I put my life on the line in the ring, and the public will be the real winners in this fight, and I will win.
Thank you, Julissa. Ramla, welcome. Another great camp for you over in America as well. And you know, after that great performance at Madison Square Garden earlier in the year as well, things are getting really serious now. We know you went into that ring unwell, which you kept a secret till after the fight, but that was a big win for you on that night, especially in that condition. But now a much tougher test as you gear up for a shot at the world title in 2023.
I think me being in that condition in Madison Square Garden was quite a tough test, and me coming through as the winner just goes to show, like, I can do anything that's put in front of me. And you know, the mind is a very powerful tool, and you know, I'm, as they say, as my coaches have been saying, like, I'm built different. So I know that come Saturday I'll be victorious. I've had, you know, an incredible camp. I've been sparring some amazing girls this camp. Tiara Brown, Sulem, you know, we brought her down because she has that aggressive Mexican style to prepare me for my opponent on Saturday, and yeah, it's been fantastic.
It's been an amazing journey. Obviously, it started out, there was a lot of noise behind you as well. You took things a little bit slowly in the career, and now it seems like it's really sped up real quick. I know you were calling for the Mercado fight even now as well, but it feels like this is the perfect preparation for that fight to see if you're finally ready to become world champion.
Yes, I believe so. My opponent is a great opponent. She took the champion to 10 rounds. It was a great fight, you know, when I watched it, and I believe, you know, coming through this on Saturday will put me in a position where I can, you know, fight for that world title later this year.
And finally on that, I know it's looking ahead, but what a division as well. Great win by Ellie Scotney at the weekend, another British world champion as well. We have Maylene Rivas, the WBA world champion. Mercado is a great champion as well. There's so many massive fights out there for you if you can come through these tests.
Yeah, big up to Ellie. She won on Saturday. I'm so happy for her. What a lovely person. Yeah, Maylene Rivas. It's so good that there's two world champions that are currently being looked after Matchroom. So, you know, if anything, you know, winning the world title, and then, you know, when you get to unification stages, you know, those fights will be quite easy to make, which would be quite good as well.
Fantastic fight, Ali against Guzman on Saturday night, New Orleans, live on DAZN, as is this fight, a tremendous fight, two undefeated fighters, of course, Harold Calderon and Shakram Girsov as well. This fight is going to put both guys in position to become what I believe will be mandatory for the World Welterweight Championship. It's a tremendous fight. Harold, we'll start with you. You've been calling out opportunities for a long time. You know, when this fight was made, I went to my social media and I looked at the direct messages from you, and there's loads of them. Just put me in with anyone, get me this chance, I know I can beat them. This is a massive moment for you, and a fight that's going to put you in position to fight for the World Welterweight title.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to start off by telling you thank you for the opportunity, Kevin Rooney. You know, I got the call, and I immediately said, let's go. No hesitation, no questions asked, let's go. So we're here today, you know what I'm saying? I've been through hell and back for this opportunity, you know, and I feel blessed and I feel ready to conquer this opportunity, and June 17th, we're war ready. Like, we know what's at stake, and once we win this fight, you know, I'm right where I knew I belong, and I've been calling out everybody. So I'm gonna be the new face that everybody in the welterweight division is gonna be, you know, have to be on notice for.
You said yes immediately to Shakram Girsov, you know, fantastic amateur, Uzbek fighter. There's not that much upside, you know, in terms of the name and profile yet of Shakram Girsov. We know from a world ranking position there is as well, but a lot of people have avoided this man. You said straight into the fire, yes, let's go.
Yeah, I was at a point in my career, anybody could get it. That's what I was telling you. Hey, line me up, anybody, I'm gonna take it. And I did. It didn't matter who you.
Those big fights, you know, you talk about, I know he wants to fight the winner of Spence Crawford. These are big dreams for both you guys, but the rankings will tell you that this fight puts.
I was going to say yes.
And finally, a win for you. All those big fights, you know, you talk about, I know he wants to fight the winner of Spence Crawford. These are big dreams for both you guys, but the rankings will tell you that this fight puts you guys in the frame for those kind of fights.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're all ready for it. You know what I'm saying? I've been knocking at the door. Now I'm coming in, and I want to thank you for the opportunity again.
Thank you, Harold. Shakram, welcome. Your English has improved so much. I saw in the media yesterday. Well done, well done. This is a big fight for you. Big fight. You want those world champions as well, and the toughest test of your career on Saturday.
Yes, of course. Hello, everyone. It's for me a big chance. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Matchroom. Thank you, DAZN. Thank you for you. Thank you, my manager, Vadim. This chance. I'm going only forward. I'm happy for this. I'm happy boxer to New Orleans.
You've had a great start to your professional career, but not many people have wanted to fight you. It's going to take an undefeated fighter, 27-0, to get in the ring with you. This is a fantastic fight between you two.
Yes, it is a good fight because he's a good fighter, 27-0. Me is back me and too much to 400 amateur fight and Olympic go Olympic silver world champion and Asian champion is now 13-0 for me. It's a big chance for me. I'm dreaming. I'm tired for fight. I'm ready. I'm ready for Saturday night. I wanna show good show, you know.
And finally, you want to get this victory on Saturday and all the big names for the World Championship at 147 pounds.
Если ты победишь в этом бою в субботу, когда ты победишь, для тебя откроются все двери, все большие имена в этом весе.
I'm long time waiting this moment with chance. Thank you for everything. I'm 112% ready. Now I want to now fight, you know.
Not yet.
No. I know.
Well, we'll do it Saturday night. It's a tremendous fight. Shakram Girsov against Harold Calderone, as is the other two fights up here. Tremendous undercard in New Orleans on Saturday, and especially these two kicking off the show live on DAZN.
Thanks, Eddie. Yeah, it all starts at 7 o'clock local time here in New Orleans. We're just going to get the fighters for their head-to-heads now. All starts at 7 o'clock local time. Jeremy Hill and Mark Davis, some words exchanged. Davis, 8 years out of the ring, shook the ring rust off last summer. He's in against the 21-9 Diego Luque from Argentina, and he barely dropped around in 8 and said he's got plenty more where that came from. Jeremy Hill has been match tough so far in his career. Ready for a challenge, youth against experience in this one, and a little bit of personal edge between these two as well. Ringwatch scheduled for 7:05 for this one, and the fight scheduled for 8 rounds, an agreed £137. Davis, of course, one of the former top prospects at super featherweight, now up at lightweight. And Ramla Ali, after overcoming Avril Matthew last time out over 10 rounds, in against Yulissa Guzman, who has proved herself at world level against Yamalef Mercado, pushed her very, very close indeed. Just let the fight slip away from her, round 7 to 9. She's dangerous at mid-range. She's got good timing. She's a powerful puncher as well. But Ali's come on leaps and bounds the last couple of years under the guidance of Manny Rublo since moving stateside a couple of years ago. They're the best sparring, the best preparation she's had so far. And we'll know a little bit more about how close she is to being a top contender after her contest on Saturday night. 10 rounds at the 122-pound limit for the IBF Intercontinental and WBA Continental Americas titles. And then the wonder boy on the left of your screen, Shakram Girsov, the Uzbek now based in Brooklyn, part of Adam Kornilow's stable, the world and Olympic silver medalist from 2016, 2017, 13-0 now, well ranked with 2 of the sanctioning bodies. He's 12 with the WBO, 5 with the WBA. And of course, now we have finally a date between undisputed Crawford and Spence. Cross your fingers and do not breathe until July 29th. But for Girsov, another win this Saturday. We'll be pushing for a final eliminator. There's a couple of guys in front of him, Batayev, Ugas. But before we talk about those, he needs to deal with the man in front of him, Harold Calderon from South Florida. Has been entertaining the crowds on the circuit for years, but at 35 now, is this his big chance to get in amongst the mix with the big boys? A WBA eliminator at 147 pounds, Girsov and Calderon. That takes us all the way through to our main event on Saturday night, the WBC 140-pound title. Regis Prograis becoming champion for the first time in about 4 years. Boxing in New Orleans for the first time in 5. Terry Flanagan he beat here, I think it was late 2018, and a homecoming for him in front of his fans. And, well, what a divisional landscape change you've had in the last 5 or 6 months. Subriel Matias, now the IBF champion. Of course, Teofimo Lopez in the mix as well. Devin Haney, potentially Ryan Garcia coming up in the mix. Jack Catterall leading the chasing pack too. We could see some very, very big fights at 140 pounds in the next 12 months. But Regis Prograis has got business to attend to on Saturday night. There he is with the green belt, one of the most coveted belts in boxing. We may try and grab a word with him after we've heard from him up on the stage with Danielito Zorrilla. Zorrilla, just that one defeat on his record in 18 contests to Arnold Barboza last summer, but he proved, and we know statistically he's dangerous in those first 3 rounds. A lot of stoppages between 1 and 3, but he was dangerous against Barboza, caught him late and hurt him. And Prograis caught a couple from Zepeda in November in round 10, but he responded well and closed the show to become world champion again in round 11. And that's the belt that he will defend at the Smoothie King Centre in New Orleans, live on DAZN on Saturday night. Both fighters on stage, and we're ready to hear from them now. So let's head back to the stage with Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, everyone. Of course, this Saturday night in New Orleans, live on DAZN around the world, this man, New Orleans' very own, Regis Prograis, will defend his 140-pound WBC World Super Lightweight Championship against Danielito Zorrilla from Puerto Rico. A tremendous fight, a dangerous fight for the man that many are saying, me particularly, is the #1 ranked fighter in the 140-pound division. Ready to make a statement in his home city and ready to land all the big fights in 2023. This man looking to stop all that. Danielito, welcome. What an opportunity for you. I saw you in the gym last night. You're training hard, ready for the opportunity of your life on Saturday night.
Bienvenido en primer lugar, Danielito. Obviamente es una oportunidad enorme para ti. Te vimos en el gimnasio trabajando muy duro ayer. Es la oportunidad de tu vida el sábado por la noche, ¿no?
Es así, es una gran oportunidad y agradecido por la oportunidad de esta gran pelea. Como mismo me viste ayer entrenando duro. O sea, venimos con todo a dar el máximo y a sorprender el mundo del boxeo.
Yes, so thank you very much for the opportunity, first and foremost. Yeah, it is a huge opportunity, a huge fight for me. And you saw me, training in the gym yesterday. We're giving our all and we're putting everything into this so that we can surprise the world on Saturday night.
Many are saying this man is the #1 fighter in the division. What gives you the confidence and belief that you can beat him on Saturday?
Muchos dicen que Regis Prograis es el #1 en el mundo actualmente. ¿Qué es lo que da la confianza y la fe que le puedes ganar el sábado?
Es un gran peleador, es uno de los mejores boxeadores y agradecido por la oportunidad. Yo me considero que tengo las habilidades para ganarlo y estoy confiado en mí y en mi trabajo, en que lo vamos a hacer.
Yeah, he's a great boxer, you know, he's one of the best in the world. I have to thank him for the opportunity, but I believe in my abilities and I believe that we have the tools and the ability to beat him on Saturday.
And finally, you said yesterday you believe that Regis looked nervous. There's a lot of pressure on him this Saturday, people talking about him fighting this fight and that fight, and of course fighting at home. You see that nervous look in his eye?
Sí, se habla también de los nervios también, que él está peleando delante de su gente. ¿Tú ves esos nervios en él?
No lo creo. Yo entiendo que Prograis es un gran peleador con mucha experiencia. Al contrario, siento que va a venir al 100 a demostrar una buena pelea en su gente. Pero se va a chocar con el Zorro, que estamos también preparados y creo que vamos a hacer una grande guerra esa noche.
No, I think he's a great fighter with great experience, and I think he'll want to go out and show how good he is in front of his own people. But what's going to happen is he's going to clash with El Zorro on Saturday night, and he's going to be ready for a war, and we're going to bring war.
Thank you, Danielito. Regis, welcome. It's finally here. Dinner in Houston and a little dream to bring you home to New Orleans, and we're 2 days away now from a big fight, a dangerous fight. A lot of people believing you're going to come through it. People are already talking about Haney and Catterall and Teofimo, but this is what's in front of you on Saturday night, a huge moment defending your world championship in your home city on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I have to get past him first. Yeah, it's a lot of big fights out there for me, but I'm not worried about none of them. You know, I'm in my hometown, and I have to show out. You know, everybody asks me if there's pressure and all that stuff. Yeah, it's going to be pressure, but honestly, I don't feel it. Everybody here, I'm really connected to them. New Orleans is a smaller city, so, you know, I know everybody here, so I don't feel no pressure at all. I'm just ready to go out there, have fun, and, you know, just do what I do. I am the best at 140, and I just want to go out there and keep proving it. That's all.
When Paro pulled out with injury, you said you wanted a quality fighter that would come to fight. We expect that from this guy. A huge opportunity for him. I mean, you imagine back when you were chasing opportunities, a chance to become WBC world champion. He's going to be dangerous on Saturday night. He's going to give it everything. Should be a great fight.
Right. I mean, if, you know, whoever fights me, they're going to give their best. They're going to give their all. They're going to give their best. You know, I have the WBC championship. This is the coveted belt everybody wants, you know. So, of course, I'm grateful that, you know, he came through. He signed the contract. You know, we had other fighters. They didn't sign the contract. They didn't want to fight. So I'm just glad that, you know, he came here. He came to New Orleans to get his ass whooped.
We're expecting a great crowd on Saturday as well on what was been a 5-6 week promotion as well, something to build on. But when you walk out on Saturday, it'll be a proud moment for you as world champion to come back here. There's going to be great support from your people and the start of a very special journey as world champion on the road to unifications and undisputed.
Right. I mean, it's just like I said, bro, it's a dream come true. You know, that's one thing Eddie did. We met in Houston. He kind of hooked me. Before I even signed with Matchroom, Eddie was like, oh, we got to fight June 17th, Smoothie King. I was like, all right, I guess, you know what I'm saying, let's go, give me the contract, you know. But yeah, bro, like, I think it's definitely gonna be a special night. You know, I am the only 2-time world champion from this city, and I'm the last world champion that fought here that's actually from here since 1963 in Willie Pastrano. So I think it's definitely gonna be a special night. We got a lot of celebrities coming. Everybody just excited about the fight, and for me, same thing. I'm just ready. I can't wait. I'm ready. I'm ready to fight, bro.
And finally, I know how you love making a statement. I know how you love to excite the fans. Is that what you want on Saturday night? You think you've got to beat this guy good? I mean, I know you always look for the stoppage as well, but you want to make a statement on Saturday night.
Well, I looked at every fight. It's not even just here. You know, no matter where I fight all over the world, I feel like I definitely have to make a statement, because in boxing, they say you only as good as your last fight. So I have to look good every fight. If I go out there and look shitty and get a win, they're going to be like, oh, maybe he's not the best. So I have to look good every fight. I have to go out there and make a statement. So it's not just because I'm here. It's just like, you know, every fight I have to do that.
Well, I think we're going to get a great fight on Saturday night. Your champion, Regis Prograis, will make the first defense of his WBC World Championship. I believe the best fighter in the division right now at 140 pounds against the dangerous Danielito Zorrilla, who's coming to get another World Championship for Puerto Rico in the 140-pound division. Going to give everything. It's going to be a war between these two guys on a tremendous night of boxing. You saw the undercard as well, some great 50-50 fights.
It's not going to be a war. I'm going to whoop his ass. It's not going to be an Eddie. It's not going to be a war. I'm going to bust his ass. That's all. It's not going to be no war. Don't say it's going to be a war. I'm going to bust his ass. That's it.
How many rounds?
I'm not Ali. I can't predict the rounds, but I'm going to bust his ass. That's all we going to see. And all the reporters, Evans told me this. Evans, where you at? All the reporters, stop asking me about all these other fighters. Fuck Haney, fuck Teal, fuck Josh Taylor, fuck Ryan Garcia, fuck Adrian Broner. Right now, it is about me, and it's my show, and it's about me and him. And Saturday night, he going to get his ass whipped.
Danielito, I will ask you, because we can get this translated as well. He said that you're going to get your ass whipped on Saturday. He's going to bust your ass in front of these thousands of people in New Orleans.
Sí, dijo que te va a romper el culo delante de toda esa gente aquí en New Orleans, ¿no? ¿Una respuesta a esto?
Eso lo veremos. Vamos a ver qué pasa con el zorro.
We'll see. Let's see what happens when he faces El Zorro.
Okay. Regis, a final word from you for your city, for your fans as well. They're going to see the best fighter in the division on Saturday night put in a thrilling performance.
The best fighter in the division at 140. You know, I'm going to go out there, have fun. You know, I'm going to give y'all a show, just like I always do anyway. It's going to be, I mean, look, it's going to be, I think the Smoothie King Center is just going to be jam-packed. It's going to be fire. We're going to have fun. And, yeah, great night of boxing. I'm thankful for Matchroom. Thankful for Eddie to come in here and seeing the dream, seeing the vision. And I think it's going to be just a real good show. Thank y'all. And look, if y'all don't know, they have tickets as low as $20. People don't know that they have tickets as low as $20. Everybody think it's going to be real expensive, but they do have tickets as low as $20. So, but yeah, I'm ready. I can't wait. I'm ready to have fun. So, yeah.
Thank you, Regis. Thank you, Danielito. As Regis said, turn out Smoothie King Center this Saturday night to see your champion, Regis Prograis, defend his world title on a great night of boxing broadcast on DAZN around the world. We're going to face these two off, and we'll see you for the weigh-in in here. Bring all your friends tomorrow. Look forward to a great night. We'll have some fun on Saturday night. Thank you.
Thanks to Eddie, to Danielito, to Regis. As he said, the show starts 5 o'clock on our Matchroom Boxing YouTube channel. Chris Baz will do it for Manny Robles, Jim in against Elroy Fruto in a 4-rounder. Aaron Aponte against Javier Madrid from Albuquerque in New Mexico. Ginny Fuchs against India Rodriguez in an 8-rounder at 115 pounds. Takes us through to 7 o'clock. Jeremy Hill and Mark Davis will do battle over 8 rounds at 137 pounds. Ramla Ali and Yulisa Guzman battle for another step towards a world title shot over 10 rounds at 122 pounds. Shakran Giasov, the Wonder Boy, in against Harold Calderon from South Florida. A WBA eliminator at 147 pounds. And then these two gentlemen, Regis Prograis, the WBC champion at 140 pounds. Not looking ahead, not looking past the man in front of him. Danielito Zorrilla, just one defeat on his record to Arnold Barboza last summer. Can he spring an upset? Can he throw a grenade in the works at 140 pounds? 12 rounds for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World, live on DAZN from the Smoothie King Center this Saturday night. Okay, folks, well, I'm not quite sure what's happening next, whether I'm going to be hearing from Regis Prograis, whether him and Eddie are coming up for a chat, or neither of them. I think Eddie's on his way, is what I'm hearing. So there we go. All of our fighters on the card, 7 for you on the bill in total. We'll be hearing from Eddie in just a couple of moments' time as Regis Prograis defends WBC World Super Lightweight Championship live on DAZN on Saturday night. And here he comes. Hopped up there, light as a feather. Yeah, he can come up with us. Regis, 5 years since you boxed in front of your home fans. A lot's happened in that time, and finally you're back on top and you will walk as champion. Have you played that in your mind? How does that feel?
To be a champion again?
No, what's the thought of walking in front of your fans as champion on Saturday night once again?
It's great, man. It's a dream come true to come here. You know, at Smoothie King. This is a huge thing. This is a huge thing, not just for me, but just for the city of New Orleans. All the people here. I mean, it's really like a dream come true for real.
It's easy to forget. I mean, the Josh Taylor fight was one of the fights of the year back in 2019. I mean, a lot of people thought he'd won the fight. I personally had it a draw. There was nothing to pick between them. But he's kind of been left in the wilderness for a couple of years, and people maybe have forgotten just how good this young man is. And the divisional landscape change is massive in the last 3 or 4 months. It's an exciting time to be a top 140 pounder, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, a lot more exciting than it was when he fought Josh Taylor. The division, I mean, those two were the standout guys at the time. There wasn't a huge amount of other huge names in the division. And now, you know, those two had a tremendous fight, could have gone either way that night, and it was away from home. And he's been, ever since, a little bit in the wilderness, really, in terms of, not his career, but in terms of promotion. Now, all of a sudden, he's got the platform to go out. He's won a world title. He's in absolute prime position to go out now and be part of huge fights. You know, Matthias, Devin Haney, you know, you've got Brits chasing him down, Jack Catterall, you've got Richardson Hitchens against Montana Love. He's looking bigger than that. Ryan Garcia, you know, so many fights, literally 5, 6, 7 fights that he could be a part of that are huge. The key for me, and this is part of our discussion, momentum. You know, boxing 6, 7 weeks, that was part of our discussion. Then go again in September, October, then go again early next year. You know, he's in the absolute prime of his career, and it's time to make up for a little bit of lost time and give him everything he deserves.
Because I know you don't want to talk about those names, Regis, so let's talk about the man in front of you on Saturday night, Danielito Zorrilla. Obviously, you would have watched the Arnold Barboza fight, but for you, of course, preparations have changed the last 4 or 5 weeks because the opponent has changed. What has changed in terms of your preparations? Have you tweaked anything? Has your approach changed ahead of Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing you have to change is sparring partners. You know, of course, what's his name? Paro is a left-hander, and so Zorrilla is a right-hander. So we just had to switch them up, just get different sparring partners. Obviously, when you fight a left-hander, the punches, different angles, it'll be different punches that'll work with different angles and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, I'm experienced. I've been at this stage before. I've been at this level. So I mean, it's not really too much of a big difference.
Of course, you will get asked about who the opponent is after this, if he's expected to win, which he is on Saturday. Who would you like to see him face next?
You know, the biggest fight possible. Of course, you know, we always want to give a Brit a shot, and Jack Catterall's calling it out. I kind of feel like he deserves a shot at the world title.
And I know Sam
again.
Jones is on to you as well
every
about
day.
that.
Yeah, every day. Devin Haney, I spoke to him as recent as last night. I think we're going to provide him with an offer next week as well. You've got Matthias, he's a great unification fight as well. You know, like I said, Detroit, you've got Hitchens against Love, is a great fight as well. I mean, literally 7 or 8 fights. Ryan Garcia, you know, ultimately, the fighter's got to be wanting to take the fight. It's pretty obvious, right, that if Ryan Garcia is talking about moving to 140, if he truly believed this was a good fight for him, they would have already called. Do you know what I mean? They know they can't beat Regis Prograis, so they won't take him. Devin's a little bit different. Devin actually believes he can beat Regis. We want that. We want that because they're only going to fight him when they believe they can beat him. But I think you're going to see a total destruction from this man on Saturday night and a statement, because special fighters make statements when needed. And we need a statement. We need Regis to go out there on Saturday night, break this guy down and knock him out. Stand on a turnbuckle and call out every big fight in the division. Because from our side, no problem. Any one of them. He's already got a contract that says he'll fight all of them. So let's see who really wants to fight Regis Prograis.
Because you've been so close to becoming undisputed on a couple of occasions. Terence Crawford just got there a little bit before you, about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah, I know, you know what I'm talking about.
I beat the man that I knocked him out in one round earlier than he did.
Exactly.
He became undisputed, yeah.
And as I said, there's every argument that you could have won the Josh Taylor fight and become undisputed that night as well. How exciting is it for you that this man can plot a path for you in the next year, 18 months, while you're still in the prime of your fighting life, while you are now the champion, and a chance that you could legitimately become undisputed champion of the world?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, that's exactly what I want. You know, for me, like, you know, we say I don't duck no smoke. Like, I really will fight anybody. You know, it's all about, if this man give me the right numbers, that's it. You know, I'll fight anybody. I really, at 140, it's nobody in the world that I'll be like, oh, I don't know. You know, it's like, shit, you give me those names, you know, and give me the right numbers, then yeah, I'll do it with anybody. So I'm definitely excited about it. I definitely feel like, you know, I can become undisputed. If the politics allow me to become, then I could become undisputed.
Situation with Subriel Matias, any communications with him? He might be the missing piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, we've been talking to him. I believe he's going to fight Lipinets actually coming up. But, you know, I think time-wise that'll suit us. Regis is going to fight again this year, of course, anywhere between September and November. And then we want him to go again. So unifications is always a must for me. You know, I want to see Regis go through the division, beat the champions. But there are a lot of fights right now, as we saw recently, Tank against Ryan Garcia, that didn't even have belts attached, that were big fights. So I think it should always be a priority to unify. But like he said, there is literally, I know this man will fight every name we will put in front of him.
All right, lads, thanks very much. Regis, great to see you again. Good luck on Saturday. Remember the weigh-in tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Tomorrow afternoon, live on the Matchroom Boxing YouTube channel. Here's what's coming up on Before the Bell. Just a reminder, on Saturday, all starts at 5 o'clock. And that's in top to bottom order. So Chris Beck-Basildale will be kicking us off in a 4-rounder against Elro Fruto from Surrey in British Columbia. Aaron Aponte in against Xavier Madrid, 4-2 from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The captain, Ginny Fuchs, decorated amateur, in against India Rodriguez in what could be a tough 8-rounder for her. That'll take us through to the main broadcast at 7 o'clock live on DAZN. Jeremy Hill and Mark Davis, Ramla Ali and Yanissa Guzman, Shakran Giasov and Harold Calderon, and of course the man we just spoke to there, Regis Prograis and Danielito Zorrilla, will contest the WBC World Super Lightweight title live from the Smoothie King Centre in New Orleans on Saturday night. Thanks for your company this afternoon, folks. Have a good rest of the weekend, and we will see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock, for the weigh-in.
Prograis now with a couple of big shots there. Prograis probably well in his prime now. Danielito Zorrilla! From this crowd, nice body shot.